Hello everyone, welcome back to Relax with Animal Facts. I am Stef Wolfe, and today we are playing Stray. This is a game that's been out for quite a long time, and we're going to play through it at our leisure. And while we do that, we're going to be learning facts about animals that are in the game. I don't actually know anything about this game apart from the fact that you play as a stray cat, but we'll learn as we go. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Relax with Animal Facts is a podcast that is precisely what it sounds like, and this is the first game-related playthrough that we're going to be doing on this channel. Normally we just go into different environments together and learn about one animal at a time, but I think a game like this, I saw it on Steam and it seemed too good not to play with you guys. It looks like we have a few stray cats with us. Different kinds of cat. I'm playing as an orange cat. Here we have a black cat. Some different varieties. For those of you that are on social media, which is probably most of you, you'll know that it's pretty common for people to associate different sorts of behaviors, temperaments to different cats, like the Siamese cat or the orange cat or the black cat. But all of these are domesticated cats, and in this case we call them strays because these are animals that are frequently owned by human beings. But all of these cats, even though they look different, are said to be descended from the Near Eastern cat about 9,000 to 10,000 years ago. And through a process of interacting more with humans over time, cats are very cute. They began to be a greater and greater part of our lives, to the point that we have a really special relationship with them. It looks like me and my cat posse here are going to sleep, and I can join them. This is a picture, for those of you that own cats, that I'm sure is familiar. Most cats can spend up to 16 hours a day sleeping, but some cats can sleep 20 hours. It really depends. I have to say that so far, the graphics in this game are incredible. We have what looks to be a monarch butterfly landing on those ears, and notice those ears twitching. And that purr is something special. Researchers recently, I say recently, I don't actually know the date, I just know that there has been research surrounding those purrs, and they fall between a 25 to 150 hertz range, which are frequencies frequently associated with things like tissue healing. So when they purr, they're doing more than just purring. In some way, it seems to help us. I imagine there's some research out there that might suggest some link between their purring habits and our subjective feelings of anxiety or things of the like. Their purring has a deep therapeutic effect for most people. I'll be honest in saying I have never been a cat person. I recently have started to, as I go to friends' houses, pet cats and stuff, but I was always mildly afraid of cats. I grew up with dogs, and the first experience I remember having with a cat, I can't remember if they were orange or black or Siamese, what they were. Oh, I can meow. I wonder if that has any therapeutic effect. But I remember I must have been maybe 8 years old. I didn't have much contact with cats, only with dogs. So when, if I can meow, if I could go on my back, it would be illustrative of my point. But the cat went onto its back and presented to me its belly. And as a dog person, the first thing I did was reach over to pet them. That was my last mistake. So just like what's happening to this tree here, what this cat is doing to this tree is precisely what it did to my arm. It also bit me pretty bad. And so since then, I didn't try to establish much contact with cats. But like I said, as I've been going through life, I've begun to really appreciate cats more and the roles they play in our lives. Look at those ears. You'll notice if you talk to your cats or if you watch them at the window, their ears can rotate independently. They have dozens of muscles, something around 30, that can help rotate their ears to more precisely navigate the world and understand where noise is actually coming from. Oops, I did not mean to go here. Can I go back? I can. Wow. Cats do seem to love to go on the most treacherous surfaces possible, the thinnest surfaces, and they're little daredevils, aren't they? So like I said, I am not sure what the goal of this game is. I have gone into it completely blind. A habit that I've taken on with many things in my life, like movies. Before I go to a movie, I don't check anything anymore. I used to do that. But I just found it colored my experience so much. And so much of our life is already filtered through 1,000 lenses, so that by the time it even gets to you, you're not even sure what is what anymore. Look at those water physics. These developers are something. I imagine most, if not all, the developers have cats themselves. But going through this dense vegetation, cats are very sensitive creatures to stimuli. You've seen videos online where... You've seen videos online wherein people will put tin foil on their counters to stop their cats from jumping up. The second their sensitive little feet touch that new tinfoil surface, that crinkly, scary surface, they'll freak out. But here we go, we're doing some jumping. Oh no. Oh no. I'm being separated. They're trying to make players cry right off the bat. What's going on? It seems like we have a story that might be symbolic for more than just, you know, being a stray cat. It might be a story of retribution. We have fallen. Wow, we have fallen. And seem to have injured our right hind leg. So the game won't actually let me go into that tight corner there. Oh. I'm not sure what happened here. Although we've fallen very far here, cats are extraordinarily nimble creatures, as most of us know. They can jump farther down than, way farther down than other favorite house pets like dogs. Dogs, their hips and their general physiology or anatomy is not suited for the kind of intense oh, I think I perhaps skipped an important cutscene. We were injured for a moment and now we're not. Perhaps I wasn't looking as closely as I should have. But you'll notice before we went through that really dense or that really claustrophobic tunnel, cats have something really important, which is a free floating collarbone. It's not a hard bony structure that is thoroughly connected to other bony structures that would limit its flexibility, but rather having this free floating collarbone can help them squeeze through the tightest of spaces. It's quite dark down here. So as I said before, it seems to me this might be a story of retribution. Perhaps you have already seen gameplay. That's reasonable. It has been some time now. But we are left on our own, separated from those close to us, and have to make it back up ourselves in this dark, rather unforgiving environment. There's going to be a lot of mechanics for traversal, I imagine, and I'm being surveilled. Oh no. The question is, who is watching me? There must be some, maybe, posse of dogs that are watching. So this seems to be taking place in some sort of alien environment or far into the future. It's written in a language that is lost to me. And we have robots, so perhaps this is a post-apocalyptic world in which robots were integrated and maybe took over. We have some English remnants, human personnel only, and no, maybe brass instruments or no trumpets in particular. It seems we have the music police or the fun police on us. Help. Okay. R.I.P. humans. Maybe my feeling was correct that there was some sort of post-apocalyptic event involving artificial intelligence. My meows sounded a lot more confident before. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's coming back. Cats can make a ton of vocalizations. About 100 different vocal sounds. Actually, dogs, while you might hear them bark a lot, have a far smaller vocal repertoire in comparison to our cat friends. Follow me. It looks like we are going to be doing some puzzles together. We might have to collect some rainwater or use a pail as a stepping stool, or to stop a fan. Aha. Cats are intelligent creatures. They're hunters, after all. Puzzle solving might be a bit of a stretch. We see that kind of behavior more with animals like octopi, crows and ravens, right? Chimpanzees, so primates, birds, some sea creatures. I'm going to assume that this is a mechanic we're going to need later, pushing over pails of paint. Many cats are solitary creatures, as we know. Domesticated cats are just that. They have been conditioned to human interaction, and even in feral environments, cats usually form those tight or sometimes loose social groups among other stray cats. So it looks like the paint is supposed to mean something to me. Perhaps I am meant to actually go down where that pail has made entry. I wonder if we are going to have the opportunity. I was going to say if we were going to have the opportunity to hunt. We are a stray cat after all. Hunting for us might mean scavenging in the trash bins, or it might mean hunting for live prey. Domesticated cats and stray cats, they still retain those hunting instincts that were very much crucial to their survival 10,000 and more years ago. And this kind of environment is one in which you could often see a stray cat going around. They have the habit of being crepuscular creatures. That just means that they're naturally more often active during the dawn or dusk time. And here we have an opportunity to grab a drink from this little hole in our ceiling. So although we're in the future and perhaps AI has taken over everything, some living spaces look pretty similar as they would today. I'm just admiring all of the work and the detail these developers put in. It's quite amazing. Am I supposed to ride this bucket? Is that not enough to melt your heart? We have some other critters here that look to be not something I have seen before. Wow. I like that they coded in these sorts of physics. That's awesome. But notice how quiet it is in this city. The developers are maybe trying to tell us something. This is a place that used to have the hustle and bustle of people. Look at these narrow streets. We can imagine that there wouldn't, at one time, there wouldn't have been just one stray cat marching solitarily. So it's telling us something has changed. Oh. We have a robot. Which our cat friend wants no part of. As the adage goes, curiosity killed the cat, and my cat did not want to exercise that curiosity. Maybe it's for the best. Maybe this game really explores or really encourages exploration. I'm seeing that maybe I can find some secrets. Or maybe not. No, maybe not. Doesn't look like it. So notice the silence, right? This game is giving us a context. A context in which something has happened, and I think they're really going to play on this contrast in sound, kind of like the movie A Quiet Place. I hope these are friendly. They've ran away from me so far. So these are not as friendly as I hoped. Some sort of grub-like creature. Can I maybe... Oh gosh. On the show, we have learned a lot about, I think, over 200 animals at this point, but we haven't learned about whatever those things are, and hopefully we never will. This is where I would prefer to have used Cat's jumping ability rather than strictly... Oh, well, there we go. Strictly their running ability. Cats can jump roughly 5 to 6 times their own body length. So being able to jump 5 to 6 times your body length, imagine if you're a human being, let's say you are 6 feet tall. Imagine being able to jump 36 feet. Wow. You would have an NBA contract immediately. So we've run away from these creatures that have taken over these streets. It's not even AI roaming the streets, or were they tiny robots? They looked like organic creatures. Look at that jumping ability. Cats have a really flexible spine. It helps to, when they do those jumps that can be up to 6 times their own body length, 5 to 6 times, that spine loads like a spring and sends them all the way in the direction they need to go. I still wonder who's watching me. I really like games and movies that play off of that whole sound or silence and sudden sound contrast. Perhaps I have to move this closer to that little ridge. So this is a puzzle game. I'm trying to make it back to my cat family. That's great. If I meow, it gives me a tutorial of where I'm supposed to go. Isn't that cool? The meow serves a dual purpose. To be cute and also to illustrate to me the way I'm supposed to go. Heavy's on the blue. The developers went really heavy on the blue. I think a frequent palette choice for post-apocalyptic cyberpunk type games. I'm glad I didn't fall into a giant hole again. Here we go. If this is indeed Earth, I wonder which geographical region we are in. This has the style that is reminiscent of a place like Tokyo, but I can't be sure. It looks like I have to hop up here. I see they have little paint that helps illustrate where we are to go. I like that they play off the instincts of many house cats. If you have anything important laying around, a glass of water, something near the edge of a table, that's getting swiped. In this case, I'm swiping for a good purpose. We have some yellowish air conditioners here that might illustrate the way I'm supposed to go. Here we go. There doesn't seem to be a mechanic in which I must eat constantly or drink constantly. It's not that kind of game. I have to go up here, it looks like. It's saying yes to me. Perhaps those on this camera are actually other stray cats. Did I miss a cutscene or something? Maybe it's my family guiding me home. I saw a surveillance system and immediately associated it with the enemy, going so far as to postulate that there is a rival dog posse getting in my way. Oh, cool. I just don't want to miss anything. Like I said, this game seems to reward exploration, so if I can find a secret, I'd like to. We need to block the vent again. Do we have another pail? We have a box. Oh, a power supply. Let's go back up here. Oh, I can just jump straight up. Okay. The flat. This is an interesting workspace. So this is a sort of an all-in-one, something that we're not used to in North America, where we have a bed, a desk, and a bathroom built into the same room. This is chill music. I feel like being a cat in a world like this could be fun. I'm making chaos. We can read the book titles. That's a cool little feature. Here we have The Guide to Synthetic Wine, whatever that is. The Four-Eyed Robot. Void, an essay about nothing. Maybe when you open up the pages, it's just blank. Need help. I can type. Is this accurate? Body required for download. Body required. I disagree. Enter the door, turn on, find a body. While we're in here, why don't we let the cat go to town on this rug, and I'll tell you a story. Tama was a stray cat living in rural Japan, so not this kind of life, this dense urban life. But there was a struggling railway station there in rural Japan, and the cat, the station decided to make the cat an honorary, a station master. And then, of course, you had people flocking around to visit this honorary station master that was Tama the cat, and she became something of a local celebrity. So she received a custom station master hat, and this struggling railway station generated millions of dollars in tourism. So cats are great marketing tools, it seems. But hopefully Tama got a life that was better than the one she had before. So we have to connect different power supplies to this computer to find a body. An interesting premise. Binary. You know what, I bet you the developers made this binary code to mean something, like the cute cat, or it probably means something. Maybe you guys can tell me. I see that power supply. I need that. There's another one. I am making a mess. As the orange cat of chaos. Both of these security cameras are following me independently of one another, which makes me think that whoever is watching me has more than one person at the camera. We still need 2 power supplies. Here's one. I missed that one. I pressed this already, right? That moves back here. Maybe that will serve to find me something else, too. Whoopsie. Here it is. I missed that. Let's see if we can get a body. I was just going to say, I assume we are going to become a robot of some kind. Here it says... I thought that was in English. It is not. I can jump on the robot and dismember its head, I guess. Was that that was not intentional. If that is my body, I have ruined it already. Cats love boxes, don't they? I think the best way to play this game is frankly to be a stray cat. To play as a stray cat, or in the way that they would. Here we have some sort of equipment. Maybe I can put it here. Or no. It looks like... I have no idea what it looks like, actually. Let's see. Maybe my meow can come in handy. Or this can come in handy somewhere over here. It's pointing here. Oopsie. Here's where we want it. Are we going to become a robot cat? Or is this merely a companion for us? Here we have a new friend with colorful eyes. B12. Like I said, this cat doesn't seem to want to exercise its curiosity in a non-destructive manner. B12 doesn't seem to mind. It worked. I'm free. I couldn't believe the cameras. A cat in the dead city, so you were the one watching, man. This is a dual escape from the depths type game. Me and B12 are going to go on a journey together. Perhaps for B12 to discover who they were, but for me, maybe to discover who I am for the first time. Or simply to reunite with my family. I like to dig into the symbolism of games sometimes. I've been trapped in the electronic network, and there was a scientist. It's dangerous in the Dead City. The Dead City is a good name for this city of stillness. Let's get out of here, okay. Thanks, B12. I have to charge B12. Here we go. I am Cybercat. That's awesome. Oh, that's cute. Do cats behave this way when you dress them up in little costumes? I have had a couple of dogs. Oh, okay. I think it is. My cat is having trouble. It's like when you put little booties on a dog because it's, let's say, really salty outside, it snowed, it's cold. To protect their paws, you can put little booties on and they walk like they've never walked before. Small quadrupeds like me. Press tab to open my inventory. So I have keys, memories, which I guess oh, these are B12's memories, maybe. So I'm helping B12 rediscover who they are. We're gonna play a little bit on the rug here. My first interaction with B12 was to swat him immediately. But I imagine that we'll become good friends. Cats can develop some really strong friendships. I mean, often with each other, in the case of stray cats. Sometimes they like their personal space, but... Keyboard cat, you might say. Here we go. Thanks for the flashlight, B12. Code equals... I have to knock these paint cans out of the way. 3748. I am looking for a code. So 2, I can toggle the torchlight on and off. What was it? 2748. How do I pick the numbers, though? Oh, E. Is that not the code I just saw? Wow. 3748, not even close. Beautiful. Maybe by the end of this game, we'll give the robot some cuddles. Cats often, as many of you know, rub against people and, you know, their family members. It shows affection, but cats are also creatures that communicate with scent and understand the world with scent. So, cats have scent glands that are around their face. So when they're rubbing into you, they're actually marking you. Here we go. And we're off. Cat ziplining. That's pretty cool. I'm going to bet a lot that at some point in this game we get access to some futuristic catnip. It's also possible that our particular friend here doesn't react to catnip. This postcard, the mural was painted from it. Let's take it. So B12 is starting to remember things. I think, yes, we got a new memory for B12. So you might not know this because it's so widespread on the internet about cats and catnip, but that sensitivity to that particular compound that is found in catnip, nepetalactone, I believe it is called. Hopefully I said that correctly. But the sensitivity to that compound is inherited genetically. It's not something that is just a gimme for all cats. Can I fit through here? I assume not. No. So some cats don't have the genetic makeup. I probably should have translated that. But some cats don't have the genetic makeup that is necessary to provoke that sensitivity to catnip, or the compound within catnip, rather. Oopsies, I do not want to go down here. Oh no. Okay. This... I don't know what that says, but... we're probably going to have to restart to the zip line Yes, that gives us actually a chance to translate. We don't mind. Safe zone. That is supposed to be the safe zone? The one that I was just accosted by a million cyber grubs? Here we go. They can't come up here, right? That's good. Okay, okay. So they can. And so they can. Okay. I'm learning something new here. I have to decide quick where I'm supposed to go. Here we go. There are many stories about stray cats all over the world. It's not just Tama, I think, was the one we just learned about. Let me just focus on getting out of here first. Here we go. Whoa. We have... oh, I thought that was a human. I'm going to meow at them. Oh. Okay. Maybe organic life is not welcome here. Robots only. My cat has aura, as the kids would say. Here we go. Can I... Oh. Oh, it didn't let me go in there. But as we play, we will explore some more stories about stray cats, because there's so many around the world. All of these robots are scared of me for some reason, apart from this wise robot of some kind. Is this the first time they have seen any kind of biological life? Is this a boss fight? They have their own language. You're no Zerk. There we go, they're not familiar. As long as you don't eat anyone, no promises. I am an orange cat after all. Pretty much anything can be on site. So, in the context of this game, in which maybe robots have been the only sort of life here, apart from those grubs, seeing something new like a cat could be like us seeing some, 8-foot tall, well, robot-like thing like this, right? It wouldn't cause a lockdown maybe, but we would be definitely concerned. So I can meet a family of... This looks to be like a monastery. A robot monastery. We can meet them first. First, let me use this rug. First order of business, of course. Actually, while we're here, we can learn about one more stray cat. Particularly a stray orange cat, which is pertinent to our story. This cat wandered into a store in a small town called Talkeetna. So locals would declare them their mayor, and over time, I guess it stuck because they became the town's official mascot, a major tourist attraction for those outside of Talkeetna. So visitors would come from all over the world to meet Talkeetna's mayor, who was Stubbs, a little orange cat. I am no Stubbs. I'm actually not sure what my name is. Is my name just Stray? I can show this this robot this postcard, or can I not? Please don't interrupt my meditation with strange images. So my initial reflex of this being a monastery seems to be correct. Okay. Johan does not care. Angela, sorry. My more European Slavic side wants to say Anyalia, or Anyalia. Anyaila. Very interesting. Why go up there? There's nothing there. I have to show it to Momo. I don't know who Momo is. Joris, you gave us such a fright. We thought you were a Zerk. Oh gosh. I don't know what a Zerk is. Oh, was the Zerk those little things that ate me? 374 years old. Wow. More than as many days as we have in a year. Ronan has lived in years. So robots have been here for more than 370 years. Wow. Guardian. So Momo. Johan told me to show it to Momo. Is the Guardian Momo? A picture of the outside. Ridiculous. The elevator isn't operational. Everyone knows that it's impossible to leave this place. Except the outsiders. They're all gone now except for Momo. Building with the orange neon sign. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that Momo is a human being. How cool would it be if it was something else, like an orangutan? Those of you who listen to the show, just know that I love primates, so if Momo's a primate, that'll be awesome. Okay, so the Zerks seem to be the bad guys here. Let's see if we can buy something. What is the currency here? Hello, I'm the merchant of the market. You give me something, I'll give you something in exchange. For a super spirit detergent, of which I have none. Music sheet. So in this rather simple world where everything has broken down, there doesn't seem to be any normative authority. There's no judiciary, there's no government, so to speak. And so we reverted to a bartering system of energy drink cans and, It's in times like this, or I thought that was a human being, or in movies like this, in video games like this, in which the world has changed substantially in this way, where it's not the same. The exterior has fallen apart, and what you are left with is basically the most simple necessity. Money, you'll see. Oh, I can't actually control myself normally with this bag on my head. How do I get this off? Oh, the controls are opposite. I have to hold back to go forward. But money also, right, is something that holds no value beyond what we give it, right? It's a piece of paper. So when the piece of paper stops meaning something in the context of organized society, we're left with energy can bartering. I'm a musician, but I don't have any songs. Oh, the other market owner or the shop owner has a music sheet. I could sit here and listen to music. Is this something, is there a healing mechanic in this game? I noticed that here it's quite peaceful. Still, yes. But also people are not occupied with a whole lot of nothing. They sit. Reflect, I suppose. I am in a monastery type area. No way. I can get energy drinks. Can I get unlimited? I forgot what the prices of that shop owner were. What can I get for 2 energy cans? Let's see. The best of the market. Super Spirit detergent. I don't have any. This one was 2 energy drinks, was it? 3 energy drinks. This was 1, I believe. 1 energy drink can. Let's do it. I will give that to you. Now let's give it to that robot gentleman with the guitar. See, that's interesting. So maybe these stray cats who were on the outside, that's where we were. Perhaps that's where we begun. The Guardian told us that nobody can leave. But we were not in this place to begin with. We fell here. The way you compute tonight. All right. Okay, go ahead. Cool. That, I think, is where the song ends and begins again. So we're going to let Marusk was the name, I think. Get back to it. And we are going to visit the outsider, I think the Guardian referred to them as. So let's see how much parkour we can do here. Awesome. This game gives you a lot of freedom. Excuse me. And this game gives you a lot of freedom, which I guess is meant to be representative of the life of a stray cat, where the world is your oyster. Wow, so this is what they mean by the outside. It looks like we're in basically an outside prison. The structure looks like a penitentiary kind of stone with... I hope that's not garbage. Maybe that is garbage. That would explain all the garbage down there. So is there some kind of elite ruling class that has excommunicated or exiled all of the robots? So I was all the way up there. Wow. Remember. It looks like this poor guy also wanted to go to the upper level. Midtown. Even in dire times, humans could not help but divide themselves by social class. So the robots that are here are reflective of the human inhabitants of the past. Maybe. I believe that's what my robot friend is telling me. B12, right? So, I really like when games are not merely about the content, but about the message or the symbolic content, so to speak. Hopefully I don't fall here. This game is perhaps... this game I thought at the beginning was going to be a story of redemption using a stray cat to be representative of much of, I guess, human experience. That is, conquering fears and finding out what's really important in life, including breaking vases. And, oh, I can go here as well. But it seems like this game is going to try to say something about us in particular. Our inability to reconcile our differences, even in the face of what this game seems to be saying was a common enemy. I wonder what that common enemy is. Maybe it's the Zerks that these robots were referring to. Strange notebook. Clementine. I just want to see if I can... No. I was going to see if maybe I can mute the voice and just read the text, but... Can I use this computer? I have a keyboard that kind of looks like this. Anyways. So this is a game that's attempting to get at something using the cuteness of a cat, something that frankly unifies the world. Most of the world loves cats. It's using a unifying character in order to demonstrate to us something of ourselves. Maybe I hear somebody whistling. Maybe the scratching can make somebody open the door. I don't think it's nothing. But it won't let me knock anymore, so we're going to have to leave it. Let us just take a second here. Let me find a good vantage point to enjoy the detail with which the developers have painted this game. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, they really paid attention. I wonder how long the development of this game actually took. Earlier on, when we were remembering the memories of that one collapsed robot on the roof just over there, the implication was that these robots were in some way imitating human beings. Who were also, I guess, present here. Maybe robots were initially used to the purposes of human beings. I can stop here as well. But the implication is that the robots took on, by imitation, the behaviors of their more biological friends or owners. This does not look like Earth. I think we're supposed to be on a different planet, or perhaps this is not reflective of real stars, but rather we're under some kind of dome. Maybe. Let's see what this robot is up to. It looks like we hit the nail on the head here, where this sky doesn't seem to be the real one. This is an artificial sky. We are in Plato's cave, so to speak, where we're seeing the shadows. But we're seeing the shadows of objects, but not the objects themselves. Maybe we can show this robot a postcard. So Momo seems like the guy to see here. Everyone knows this symbol. It's the outsiders. They live on the upper floors of this area. So everything points to Momo. Momo is the big cheese here. And you can put in your bets for what Momo is. Please let it be a primate. Please let it be a primate. Translate. Here we go. Ventilation power supply. Do we really want to disconnect the ventilation? It looks like we might want to, actually. So we can go into that vent system. Can we jump here? No. I would like to take this with me. So we still have the power supply. No, we don't. The game doesn't want us to have it. That is very cool. Yeah, I like that the developers introduce little mechanics that are going to come later. Sometimes they seem really on the nose, but there's a subtlety here. Here we go. It doesn't seem like water is there to do anything. If I didn't drink the water, would something happen, or do I get some kind of advantage? Doesn't seem like it. I'm going to ruin this room first of all. This is my job as a cat. We still have some remnants of the old world, not just the sort of concrete architecture, the rather squarish and lifeless still architecture. We have plants and some organic material spread here and there. Actually, this is not all that uncommon in the modern world. That is to have cities of concrete jungle, so concrete jungles mixed with remnants of an older time, which is little plants here and there. So what was the point of me going here? Because I didn't actually get anything. I got water. Was that important? We have a locked room. I don't think so. I think I think maybe this was actually the only way forward. Unless I just missed that. Anyways. See, I always thought of something. I have a bad idea. They're working really hard, but I'm an orange cat. I don't know if I can help myself. Oh. Okay. They don't let you knock over the paint cans. I thought I was going to be able to. You know, one thing that strikes me here in this still area, the organic matter that is all around us here is a remnant of something else, a remnant of something that used to be. As with this graffiti, in a time with artificial intelligence growing in the way that it is, I thought of a premise that what if all of the art in the world AI had some part in, and the proportions were absolutely perfect? In terms of, like, as far as formulas go for art, it was perfectly placed onto the canvas. Like I said, its proportions were correct. It fulfilled some golden ratio. But in a time of standardization of art, I feel like people will yearn again, once again, for something more profoundly human. Which, arguing for that is essentially arguing for art that is in some way objectively worse. What I mean by that is not worse as far as art is concerned, but I mean a little bit off-center, something that doesn't quite fit the mold of everything else, that doesn't go in the lines of formula. It's like having a piece of music that is perfect in its tempo. It complies with every level of music theory. And then having something like jazz come by to stir things up, where error comes into the mix. And I think that... Let me just pause that for a moment. Okay, so this robot is apparently working hard, so I'm not going to bother them. I have to jump here first and then here. Can I bother you? Okay. But I think you guys know what I mean. In a world in which AI art is everywhere, I have ended up in precisely the same place I begun. In a place where the formulaic nature of everything, where optimization has taken center stage, to play with the errors is precisely what it means to be human. Classical music is it might be analogous to what I'm attempting to articulate here, but classical music is so perfect, orderly. It makes you feel a certain way. It's like if heaven had music, but and when maestros perform these pieces of music, they attempt to get everything so perfect, just as the composer intended, just as it was originally played. But the fact of the matter is, our lives are filled with error, misstep. It's not always perfect. So, I almost see classical music and jazz music as something that is the difference between what? Earth and heaven, perhaps. Or heaven and earth, where heaven is the classical music and earth is the jazz music. Because jazz takes errors and in some way exalts them. It transforms them into something new. It integrates them into something new. And that's what human life is all about, too. That's the whole live and learn thing. You don't live and learn by making no mistakes ever. You learn by living, making mistakes, and integrating those mistakes into a greater whole. And what you end up with is something more beautiful than what you had before. But let's watch some TV. Is this the best seat I can get? Here we go. We have some news. I remember growing up, my mom always saying, "Don't sit that close to the TV." But I did anyways. Here we go. Wow. As a bookworm, this is heaven for me. The Great Bolt of Shortage. All of these book names are or seem to be either alien or robot related. Yes, destruction, orange cat behavior. Here we go. How to develop your artificial intelligence in order to be as creative as a real human. That is pretty in line with what we've just been talking about. Volume 42. So this robot that is underneath this stack of books that seems to have been crushed by its contents read through 41 volumes before getting to that one. Wow. Embrace the errors and the little things. I can really spam this left and right. Oh yeah, we're making a mess, baby. Can I maybe reach up somewhere high? Doesn't look like it. I found the keys to your safe. I think this is the safe on that bottom level by that monastery. It's not enough to bury your safe behind a bunch of books. No. Maybe this safe is here and not downstairs. There is a bunch of books somewhere hiding a safe. I can't climb ladders here. Maybe it is here. Oh, I can enjoy some resting time. But I got work to do. On the left, it looks like that might be the safe, actually. Did I just see the safe? Up here somewhere. Maybe not. I think I have to go up some way or another. Oopsie. Oh. What a pleasant surprise. These little It's a strange notebook with a symbol on it. This one seems to belong to someone named Doc. So there are Zerks, and there's a UV lamp that can help. And it doesn't look like its trial runs did very well. Okay. I have a UV lamp that can be used against the Zerks. Why do I have a feeling that the Zerks are actually just other humans? I feel like that would be in line with the nature of this game. We are playing a cat that is supposed to be putting a magnifying glass up to ourselves. Okay. See, I feel like I should be able to... Oopsie. I feel like I should be able to jump over there, but I guess I cannot. So we're... There is... Wait, that is Momo's. I need to go to Momo's house, which is right there. While we're here, why don't we learn about another story about a stray cat? So we'll sit here by our friend looking at the stars, and I'll tell you one more. Oscar was a stray cat that was nicknamed Unsinkable Sam. And reportedly it was, or he was, a ship's cat that survived the sinking of 3 different warships during World War II. So between 1939 to 1945, our little friend Oscar became something of a lucky charm? 3 different times in the face of war, a ship sank with Oscar on it, and each time, Oscar survived. So according to the story, he was rescued from the water each time, and eventually retired from going to sea. I'll tell you one thing. If I was ever on a ship that sunk, I don't think I would go on another one after the first one, much less after the second. But it's worth to keep in mind that stories like this frequently take on an apocryphal nature, something legendary. We can't be 100% sure that things are as they were described. Some historians doubt the veracity of this tale, but sometimes in stories like this, there is a grain of truth that over time becomes legendary with our interpretations and additions. But Oscar, Unsinkable Sam, I don't know why Oscar wasn't called Unsinkable Oscar, but that's besides the point. Here we have, I believe, Momo. I am curious again, and ready to swipe and fight, it looks like. I can change the radio. I was trying to turn it off. There we go. This is the second time I'm seeing this photo. So this character is a contemplative figure. Maybe this robot was instrumental in some sort of emancipation of the robots or some philosophical work. I don't know. Let's put it back on our heads. We are a stray cat after all. I can't even control it. It's very cute. Cats love going into bags and chip bags and all sorts of stuff. Oh, I can play with the toy. But if your dog ever gets into a bag, like a chip bag or something, it's not good to have those around because dogs can just eat away into a chip bag, and it's a very dangerous place for them to be. So leaving chip bags around in the garbage or something like that when you know your dog likes to go through the garbage is a recipe for something not good. Here we go, I can remember another memory. Before I start this cutscene, I want to get through everything here. Back home too. So this character is longing maybe to go back to the inside. Or, wait, are we on the outside or the inside? I think we're on the inside in some exiled land. Oh, I can't... Oh, Momo. So I was wrong. I was hoping Momo was gonna be an orangutan or something, but Momo is a robot in a very fashionable robe. Why did I let them go? I'm all alone now. What do you want? I have to show Momo the... Was it the postcard? Momo is a bit... seems to have been disenfranchised in some way. Maybe Momo has tried and failed. It doesn't look like Momo has gone, but Momo's friends certainly have. You're on your own. I'm done with the outside, so we have a creature here, or a robot here, that is not exactly the beacon of hope we would like. Momo seems very sad. He misses his friends. That he does. We must stay away from Zurks. I like to make predictions as I go, so my first impression of Zurks thus far was that first, maybe they're aliens of some kind, these external forces that, oppress and push out. And then I thought maybe Zurks are other human beings. Now I'm unsure if Zurks maybe are completely constructed, maybe not real, and something of something just as apocryphal as perhaps that story. Maybe maybe this story is going to be about sort of an illusory tension, an illusory relationship to an enemy that is constructed and not even real. This symbol on the wall matches the one on the notebook. Oh, I see here. Yes, I see. Wasn't I just there? We've already been there. So this... both Doc's notebook and Momo's looks to be overlaid with that same symbol, so... Oh, here it is right there. And right there. We were there, were we not? I believe we went there as well. Now comes the tough work of figuring out where I've been already. I'm not sure. Let's try to get there just one more time. Oopsie, I did not mean to go here. It doesn't matter. The developers give us plenty of room for error. Yeah, this is where I was. I'm just going to check it one more time for the symbol. I think I have to go in this room. The symbol was there after all. But there's a big box here. They don't want me to go here right now. There's a book. Wait, there's a book. I need that book. All trace of organic life has disappeared, except for what we call the Zerks. Oh, I think the Zerks were those little red grubs that we've already had the displeasure of running into. So they are real. If it can communicate with the upper levels, it could be our way up. Okay. So I was supposed to find that book earlier, but in my hastiness, or maybe lack thereof, I missed it. So why don't we check it out? We left Momo's and we're going straight back. How did we get there again? Oh, this air conditioning unit here. Out of curiosity, why do robots need air conditioning units here? Is it always nighttime here on the inside? It is... which notebook? It is this one. Is that really all you have to say? I guess I have to show him all of the notebooks, huh? Okay, we have reinstilled hope in our AI friend. What does it say? Let's fix this piece of junk receiver. Okay. Et voila. Come with me. Okay. Alright, Momo, let's see what you got. I like that they don't really question that I'm a cat. Well, I guess at the beginning they did, didn't they? But to me, to them, I'm a sentient cat. A sentient cat. See that building high above the others? If you install the transceiver at the very top, okay. Okay, so the Zerks, or those little grubs that were eating me earlier, I guess also have a taste for metal. Because they are deathly afraid of these Zerks. I'm just going to reposition myself here. So where do we have to go? That big tower there. Wow, that's going to be a journey, huh? Oh, there's a little bucket right here. I missed that one. So, by stray, I wonder if maybe I'm going to learn more about my own character. You know, Did I have a previous owner? It seems, well, if there are AIs that have lived about 375 years, I'm going to assume that this whole robot takeover business happened some time ago. Cat's lifespan... Oh, okay. Let me pause for a moment here. Wow, good thing cats can jump 5 to 6 times their own body length. I am to understand now that those are what they call zerks. If I meow, I can attract them. I have to plan my route. So let's lure them away. Here they come. I imagine if they made this game a more free-flowing jumping experience, like maybe you guys have played Mirror's Edge before. It's like an older platforming parkour type game where you can actually fall off the edge. This game would be very difficult. A lot of precise jumps here, so I'm happy for the jump prompt. Okay, I'm going to remember. So, at one time or another, those that occupied the slums were in total darkness, and these neon lights were a sign of resistance, rebellion. That person was taken away and never seen again, so I guess rebellion through neon lights, one of the most distracting forms of light, was jailed for their resistance. People saw hope. Everyone started putting lots of lights in their home. There was nothing the oppressors could do. That whole premise of strong as many, weak as few. It was a way for people to see colors again, like on the outside. I think it helped. So we are really in a very hard-line, two-tiered system. Kind of like that one movie with Matt Damon. What is it? Elysium, I believe. It's the one in which he has to visit some elite side or elite planet or something by making himself a super suit. That's a cool mechanic. The physics in this game are pretty satisfying, I have to admit. So, okay, we have to use the barrel again. These barrels must be very heavy. Is it really that easy for a cat to move them like that? I wouldn't know. We're going to do the same thing here. Luckily, there's no rotation. Rotation there would have been bad. In true orange cat fashion, oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, it doesn't look like they can climb fences, though. So, I have to open these up first, and then... Okay, I have to hack it from the other side, I think. Let's hack it and then jump over. There we go. Okay. I think I'm getting the hang of the logic of this game. I need to use this barrel once again. So I have to move that from the inside. I can't actually move it from the outside. But tell me in the comments if there's anybody that, if you're still listening, listening with a attentive mind, what kind of cat you have. Is it an orange cat? Does the behavior of this particular cat remind you of something about your own? I'm not a cat owner, so I actually don't know. I'm not an expert on cat behavior and what's realistic and not realistic for domesticated house cats. We did do an episode, I think, on domesticated house cats. None in particular. I don't think we chose to do orange cats or black cats. Maybe we should have. But here, in this tight space, we're going to use that free-floating collarbone once again to squeeze through. I feel like we're about to run into an intense portion of the game. Maybe even a boss fight. I have to be careful here. I'm almost... Wow. Here we go. That was a close call. Okay, here they come. I need to go this way, I think. This looks right. Okay. So here we are. We're going to have to do some hacking once again. Let's just see what else is here before we do all that. We can remember the Nico, or the Neko Corporation. Nico Corp. Okay, as trash from the upper levels overloaded the slums, we saw those large pipes that were placed on those penitentiary-like walls that I guess are used to flush all the garbage from the outside. They tried to develop a bacteria to dissolve it all. After the humans disappeared, the bacteria mutated, so we still don't know when the humans disappeared. And so they grew, ate way more than trash. That happens, I think, frequently in experiments like this. There are unforeseen consequences. Now we have Zerks. So those little things chasing me are the mutated future generations of what this company or corporation tried to do. I guess in a good intention. They made monsters. But we've seen something like this before in real life. Well, nothing like the Zerks, thankfully. But think to animal conservation efforts, right? I think there was a time with mosquitoes where they were spreading a particular disease. I'm not sure. Maybe it was... I don't think it was West Nile. Maybe it was malaria. But it was responsible for much turmoil. And governments tried to fix it by implementing these mosquito killers, I suppose. And in killing all of these mosquitoes, animals were affected all through the food chain. And it ended up terminating in places they didn't expect. For example, spiders that ate the mosquitoes they ate the mosquitoes. Spiders were eaten by birds or by rats, and then certain birds ate the rats. Things of this nature. I'm not sure which species it terminated at, but in an attempt to get rid of a growing mosquito population, they created a large downstream issue with different animals they were not concerned about, and that they now were concerned about. So here we have this. I think we need to move this barrel outside of this enclosure. Let's just discover where. Not there. Okay, so we have to move the barrel here, I think. Let's try. We're going to go around. Here they come. And then we will have the freedom to move this here. Maybe not. They don't want to let me. There we go. Not sure what these things are doing right now, but... Okay, let us try. Here we go, moment of truth. We got it right. I can't get over how cool the atmosphere is in this game. I wonder if there's going to be any boss fights in this game, or if it is really just going to be these little zerks running around, latching onto us. What do we think will happen if I start this up? Maybe the elevator? Oh. Okay. This is going to be difficult. Oh, I cannot jump back. Okay, okay. I have to use the nimble agility of the domesticated house cat to avoid predation from these alien-like creatures that we learned about. I guess are the future mutated offspring of bacteria meant to consume everything. Wow, this game is not easy sometimes. Here we go. It's a good thing they can't jump 6 times their body length, but the orange cat sure can. Let's hope they don't adapt or mutate any further. It looks like that opening mechanism is not working as well as it did at one time. This is where we put Momo's invention to use. And we are going to be able to discover if Momo's friends are still out there. Maybe they made it and Momo's despair was all for nothing. Wow. It doesn't look all that different, the upper parts to the slums that we're in. More lights for sure, but the architecture looks quite similar to me. It's beautiful from here. Yes, it is. The city was meant to be a shelter. Those look like stars, but they're only the lights marking the hermetic roof sealing off the city. Wait a second. So in the upper levels, those upper levels are still not the real world. They are, well, I suppose it's real to those that live within it, but it is that Plato's cave kind of a world. Those of you that are unaware of that story proposed by Plato that was meant to show something of our perception and the difference between perhaps subjective experience and reality, there are those that are within a cave that see the shadows from outside. And those shadows that they see on the inside of their cave walls, to them is reality. But in truth, what they're witnessing is a mere reflection. They are seeing something secondary. They are seeing something that is not the essence, so to speak, right? And so it just like in our case here, we're living in a city that has the appearance of stars, but they're not quite right. At least to us who are in the real world where stars are scattered and disorganized. Here they are in increasingly concentric circles, very artificial. And so life here is perhaps a reflection of life outside, but it's not quite the same. Humankind built this shell to protect themselves from the outside, but it came at a cost. Nobody can go out. Wait a moment. So, at the beginning of the story, I was still in the inside. I was still in the shell that was meant to protect everyone from the outside. When I fell, I just fell to the slums, to the lower level of the inside. The outside was a disaster, completely barren, unlivable, and dangerous. If you come from there, it must mean it's safe again. So maybe I'm wrong. I was in the outside? Did I really fall that far? It didn't seem like it. So B12's purpose is to open the city. Whether or not that was B12's original purpose is to be seen. Wow, this game is really cool so far. We still have to get to that upper level, but this is where we will put a pin in this game and come back to it. But I'm so grateful that you took time to join me in this adventure as this stray cat that I don't think has a name yet. Maybe he or she doesn't need a name here. Maybe at the end they'll get one. But I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to you joining me on the next one with the next game or the next adventure, whatever it is. But I'm grateful for your listenership, and I hope this was helpful for you to wind down. And I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.